Welcome to Sigillum Seals and our showroom. So welcome to Sigillum Seals showroom. This is our new facility where we're able to do all the wax melts, the research, and then we have to do the filming and the listing for the auctions and our live auctions. So let me show you some of our things here as we go round our showroom. We have some items which we have out permanently. To be fair, they're things which I've had, my father and I, we collected a long time ago. But I just love having some of these things out. They're not for sale, they're just things which I find really attractive, and they're all to do with wax. And as you'll see, we've got some collections of wax impressions from the tiny. This was a personal collection of a Frenchman, and he collected impressions. This guy here, he collected slightly more and mounted them on little boards in a cupboard. This one here, this set belonged to a wax engraver who took these along to potential clients to show his work. I think that's really smart. Then we get to the slightly more ridiculous, which is the wax seal. Here we are, double-sided wax seal. There's a lot of wax in that. And I wouldn't want to try doing that. It was an art form doing wax impressions, and that's certainly quite an impressive one. Here I have a couple of wax seals which I put out because I just love them. So this style of wax seal I think is great. It's a mushroom handle, ivory and silver matrix. The best combination in my view. We want to talk about heraldry later on in this series, and believe me, this is a complicated armorial. Look at that. That would take some working out. I still haven't worked out all of that. But that is a lovely silver matrix on a steel handle. I love having that one out. It just makes me feel good when I see that. We also have a copy of our book, which my father published back in 2012. Always have copies of that around. I've got my working copy here because, I need a working copy. So I refer to this quite often. It's a good reference book. So I use that often. Moving on down the line here, we have, again, these are objects which I particularly like. They're not wax seals, but they're associated with wax seals. And a lot of our followers, and me included, like the art of calligraphy. And this is more to do with the historical side. I mean, these are Georgian feathers, which were used to write with, which go inside this traveling pack. It's a leather traveling pack, inkwell in the base, things like that. I just think they're really cool. We have another one here. I mean, it's wonderful, I love it. I mean, how often do you actually get to handle Georgian period quills? These are goose quills, I guess. And I just like having them out because it just makes me feel good. I just love them. Moving on, this isn't a seal, this is a stamp. And this is a French stamp. But the patina is great. I love the feel on that. Oh, I will just show you this whilst we're going around because this is one that my father particularly liked. And this was a gift. So this is a silver matrix. I mean, a huge, whopping great seal. The depth of the engraving is just phenomenal. Again, it would take a lot of wax to take an impression on that. And there's an inscription around the outside to his dutiful subject and servant, John Singleton, Lord Lyndhurst, 1831. So this was a gift from William IV to John Singleton for his services. So he obviously did something right in the eyes of King William IV. And you might like to have a look at where we do our wax melts. Wax melts are have become so popular, and it's a side that I never got involved with my father. It was very rare that we did any taking impressions of seals, and it's only by us following other people have we realized just, well, what fun it is apart from anything else. But like everyone else, we have our successes and our failures, and through trial and error we found different waxes work better than others. And so this is a great place for us to do the wax melting. You'll have seen Eleanor do those in the Instagram posts. She has got far nicer hands than I have, and she's far better at editing those. So she tends to do the wax melts, and I'm sure you'll see her shortly do some of those on film. But we have different types of wax. They all look fairly similar, but they have different qualities which lend to their melting in different ways. And so we're still figuring out which ones are best in general purpose. We have used wax guns for doing multiple impressions, which work fine. Personally, I just like using old flame. It's the traditional way of doing it, and you can't beat melting wax over a flame, in my opinion. More of that later. We'll do some wax melting. But we'll move on down the line and show you some more of the showroom. In passing, I must show you this little collection. Nothing to do with seals, more to do with my father. But this is a collection of cars which are very dear to me and were dear to him. And these were models of cars that at some point have had a role to play in our lives. And this is a very good place for me to put them. I'm a boy at heart. I like my toy cars, and I like being able to see them every day. Which is my favourite, I hear you say. Well, I have to say, Bristol 411 Series 2, you can't beat it. British aluminium, leather, Chrysler V8, you know, what is there not to like? In strict contrast, Morris Minor, best of British. So further on round our showroom, I'll show you the not so glamorous side perhaps, but the working side of the photography, because photography is an important part of what we do. And given that I've been photographing seals for best part of 25 years, I suppose, and about 5,000 seals, I know how to photograph a seal. Not much else I can photograph, but I can photograph a seal. So round we come to the working side. So what we're doing at the moment is lining up seals for our live auction in January. Without giving too much away at this point, there's a cracking load there, 20 for the January live auction. It's not a glamorous setup. We're using an old French wine case as a support there. Pretty basic setup, but it works. Taking you round the corner here, I will mention Annie the Aeolium. Annie is a very important plant to us. She lives outside and basks in the sun all summer, but she needs a bit of protection in the winter. So Annie comes indoors with us. So you might have noticed the artwork that kind of surrounds me here. And these are paintings, oil paintings by an artist in Albania called Admir Parvathi. And these belong to a great friend of Sigillum Seals, who collects art by Admir. And these are examples which I think technically are being sold, but between you and me, I think they look fantastic in here. So anyway, so these are lovely artwork by Admir. Boris the banana plant, I haven't introduced Boris. Similar problem with Annie, loves being outside in the sun, hates the winter, and so Boris comes indoors in the winter. And that roughly is our showroom. We're very, very pleased to have this showroom. It's perfect for what we want to do with the belts, the research, the showing of seals to customers. It's a great facility for us and we're delighted to use it. We have great plans to expand our more educational side, not just with the YouTube, but also trying to engage with younger generation on the importance of seals. And I think this space we can probably do quite well with. So that's our first part of the showroom for you. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is a new channel for us and we very much want to bring you updates every week. So subscribe and press that bell so that you get updates. And we'll see you next time when we do our next week's YouTube.